Polaris Xpedition is a massively capable side-by-side. I mean, the only thing that I can compare this to is like an off-road Jeep or an SUV. But thanks to Polaris accessories, I can take the capabilities of this thing even further. Now to do that, I'm going to need to install the Rhino Racks large size roof rack and roof rack mounts. Made from aluminum, this rack system is very easy to install thanks to the light weight, but also is very strong and long lasting because it won't rust and degrade over time. It's also really nice to not be adding the extra weight of steel at the highest point of the side-by-side where it has more ability to negatively affect body roll and the vehicle characteristics. Rhino Racks are available for many Polaris side-by-sides and utilize different mounts for your specific side-by-side. So the reason that we put the Rhino Racks up on the roof, other than they look really cool and they're super functional, is the piece de resistance, which is the rooftop tent. Let's get that installed. Now the Rhino Racks have a load limit of 150 pounds in motion, but 500 pounds static, so we can use this Polaris branded soft enclosure flip-out tent on the Rhino Racks. Able to accommodate up to 3 people and made out of water-resistant poly and ripstop canvas, the tent is a beautiful built piece of engineering. Built-in high-density foam mattress, LED rope lights that connect to the side-by-side with an included power cable, and even a telescopic ladder that stows within the tent storage system. This tent is the perfect way to utilize your Xpedition to the max and go to the next level in the outdoors. And when not in use, it all packs down to a compact size so you can still enjoy your Xpedition without having to remove the tent from the roof. Overall weight is just over 140 pounds and allows for up to 3 adults to be able to sleep comfortably and safely up off the ground. No more sleeping with roots under your paper-thin camping mattress or sleeping on unlevel cold ground that soaks up your body heat. The Xpedition is now the base for your next camping adventure. While I'm talking about adventure, I always like to add on some extra accessories to help us along the way, and when it comes to lighting, that's usually one of my number ones. Using a 50-inch light bar harness, we're able to tap into the Polaris Pulse Bar for easy electrical connections. No more 10mm nuts on the positive and negative battery posts and digging through to find the battery. Man, I love the Pulse Bar system. With an easy-to-clip-in illuminated switch and positive watertight connectors, I can easily get the wiring harness up to the rigid RDS 50-inch curved single-row LED light bar that mounts up and on the roof. Now the beauty thing is about this light bar and included mount is that it's specific to our Xpedition roofline and works in harmony with the Rhino Racks, so nothing interferes and there's no compromise, which can be a massive issue if you're trying to fit up a random light bar and mounting it to your roof rack equipped Polaris. So knowing that it fits is a huge benefit to me. Now if I'm gonna go camping with 3 people for a weekend, I'm gonna need enough food and drinks to keep them happy, so I snagged up a Polaris 60-quart NorthStar cooler to do just that. These coolers are available in 15, 30, 60, and 105 quart options and aren't just for show. These things hold ice for 30 hours longer than the competition. Don't believe me? Well, I've been using NorthStar coolers personally for years, and the 2-inch thick insulation is incredible and impresses me every single time. Plus, they're far cheaper than the questionably tall, unshaven Reclusive brand. They're even IGBC Bear Resistant certified. Let's hope we don't need to verify that though. I also added in a 60-quart cooler divider to keep things from moving around too much, and I wanted to add in the NorthStar cooler seat cushion. It's an easy to install, snap-on cushion that turns your cooler into a comfy campsite seat. I mean, you're bringing it with you, why not get the most out of it? With foam handles on rope carry straps, rubber-mounted locking straps, and aluminum pin latches, this is one very sturdy built cooler. Now, we wouldn't really be heading out on an adventure if we didn't at least partly prepare for something to go wrong down the road mechanically. And we all know we can find a big hill or a mud hole and forget to shift to low range here and there. And if we do that, having a spare Polaris engineered drive belt along for the ride is not just smart, it's a necessity. On top of that, I always like to have a jump starter handy because we can sometimes forget about running in the stereo too long at night around the campfire or using the LED light bar with the engine off and wake up to a drained battery. The Noco GB40 is a glove box sized, perfect jump starter with a 1000 amp jump start capacity and has a built-in USB charger so that you can hook up your phone, electrical devices, or power the lights inside your rooftop tent. And it also has a built-in 100 lumen LED flashlight for around the campsite or boosting in the dark. Oh, and it's a smart booster too, so you can't hook it up backwards because of its reverse polarity protection. Now this Polaris Xpedition is a pretty well-equipped rig now. I mean, if you think about it, there's 5 seats inside. With the rear seats folded down, I can fit a 2-person mattress in the back of this and 3 people in the rooftop tent. With our cooler and all of our accessories, that means that we could head out with 5 people and actually camp out overnight over the weekend. Now that is pretty cool.